Hey guys, it's Kristen Lai with Moviepilot, and we're here live with Ellen Page and Evan Rachel Wood for their upcoming movie, Into the Forest, which I saw last night, and by the way, guys, really, really great. I loved it. It was a very refreshing take on a post-apocalyptic story about two sisters, and Ellen, in addition to starring in the film, you are one of the producers. What made you decide to produce this particular project?
Yeah, well, the producing part of it came sort of naturally and organically. I was really lucky enough to be in a store that I love in Halifax, Nova Scotia, where I'm from, and the woman working there, who's lovely, said, "Oh, you should read this book. I think it would make a good movie." And then I read it and agreed. And basically just started to develop it from there. And that's how it sort of began. And I was lucky enough to work with wonderful people who taught me a lot, and it's been an incredible learning experience. And it was a great way to find an opportunity to work with Evan, who's someone I've wanted to work with ever since I saw 13 and Pretty Persuasion, and have been such a fan of. So, yeah.
So in the movie, like I said, you guys play sisters, and I have a sister, and I could say you guys had a very believable sisterly bond.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys do what was your process in finding that connection between the two of you?
We'd only really met maybe once or twice, yeah, before Ellen sent me the script, which I read immediately and called her within maybe a few hours and said I wanted to do it, because I felt the same way. I just respect Ellen and her work and her spirit, and in the brief interactions I'd had with her, I just, already kind of felt this connection, and then when she told me she wanted me to do the film, and I knew we were playing sisters, and the script, the subject matter, everything, they had to be so bonded, and I just knew as an actor there were just certain things that you can't fake, little nuances and little sisterly things that we had about a year before shooting to work on. We just made a point of hanging out all the time and really getting to know each other, and really, I think Patricia, our director, even said, she's like, I want you guys to hang out as much as possible, piss each other off, annoy each other, like get in each other's hair, like we want all the real stuff. But it was really, really hard for you to annoy me. Mm-hmm. I couldn't get enough.
Yeah, it was special, because I'd say even some of the moments of the movie I like are the tiny little moments, the little looks, and the way we relate to one another, which I think is because we did become just so close, and that was really special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Between the two of you guys in real life, which do you think would be more likely to survive an apocalypse, and what skills would you use to do so?
I have no skills. I have no.
That's not
No,
true.
come on.
You live in like an eco village. What have I mean, I don't know. I mean, I got that mom. I'm a mom, so I got mama bear instincts. So
Yeah.
I got that
That's like a superpower.
survival thing. But it's unintentional. It happens when you have a baby. It's just
Yeah.
you get put in a dire situation and something takes over that's very primal that you're not in control of. So I got that going for me.
That sounds good.
I got the fight and the fight or flight. I would like run to you for like, so how do we live off the land, and like how do we you can disembowel the pig and chop the wood, and
Yeah.
I wasn't very good at chopping the wood. We both had to learn for the movie, and Ellen schooled me on it. So
That looked really hard. I was wondering, like, is it actually really that hard to chop wood? I feel like
It's harder than it
it's
looks,
harder
for
than
sure.
it looks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You guys made it look pretty effortless. Jenna Stevens says, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see the movie. What was your favorite scene?"
Oh. Oh. Wait.
I'm sorry, I love the scene where we're getting drunk. because
Yeah.
a lot of that, there was like so much improvisation, and it was such a silly night, and it's such a serious film. It was like the one time we really got to like let some of the air out, and Ellen and I just got to kind of be our silly selves. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's a glimpse into kind of what it was like after they yelled cut.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun.
It
That
was a
fun.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of people saying, is it a really scary movie? It looks kind of scary, but is it really gory? Because a lot of people are saying I'm really tired about movies only being about gore and not about anything real, is kind of the questions we're getting.
I mean, I'd say for the most part, the film is just this an incredibly intimate story about what these two women have to do to survive, and what that means, and our relationship to their relationship to the environment around them. I'd say there are moments that have a graphic nature.
But nothing seems gratuitous.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
No.
It's all I think it's a real fear instead of just you're put in a situation and you guys, it's a really great movie, but Lisa Kohler wants to know, what legacy would you like to leave behind?
Well,
It's a deep one.
I don't know, you have a little boy, which,
Yeah.
I don't know, and he's so special, that's...
Yeah, having a kid made me look at the future and things differently. Now it's not really about my legacy, it's about the legacy I leave behind for him and the world I leave behind for him. And honestly, this movie made me want to take him out to do survival courses and to teach him how to grow his own food and to can things and filter water, and because I feel like these are skills that we're going to need probably sooner rather than later. And when I had him, my voice didn't matter. It was using my voice to be a collective voice for people that don't necessarily have one, I think. That's became less about me.
That's a really good answer. That was great. You came up with that off the top of your head. That's amazing. So Russell Palm wants to know, other than Into the Forest, what's your favorite role you've played so far?
That's hard. Oh, do you have one, really?
I don't know. I mean, aside from this, Westworld, it's like this.
Yeah.
It's not out yet. It's a new show I've been working on with HBO, and it's a really revolutionary character for a woman, and I'm really excited to share with the world what that is. Even though I've been sworn to secrecy to watch, but it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I'd say, I feel like it's hard because there's always things I've loved about different ones. I'd say Tallulah, maybe that sounds convenient because it also comes out soon, but that was
Yes.
that
Shamelessly promoted.
It's the most fresh in your mind.
But I do feel like she's one of the more unique, multifaceted individuals that I've been fortunate enough to get to play. Yeah.
Nice. Matthew Stolitz wants to know, for you, Ellen, do you feel like Ellie in The Last of Us is anything like you?
Oh, no, pass.
So what is your favorite, other than Into the Forest again, post-apocalyptic book or movie, if you guys have a favorite? It's a very hot topic right now.
I have one. I think we have the same one.
Time of the Wolf.
Yeah.
Time of the Wolf, Michael Haneke, pretty amazing. I also love, I don't know if this
I like children,
counts
yeah.
for post-apocalyptic, but I loved Empire of the Sun. And that's not an apocalypse, but that is, centered around a young boy that's had his family and everything taken away from him. And I think that's a beautiful, incredible, powerful film. I love it.
You guys are both so successful in your careers, but you're also still very young. What else do you guys hope to achieve later on?
Working on it.
Yeah.
Working on it. I just started a band. I've always wanted to make music, and I'm finally doing that. We just released our first single, so
Are you
that's...
the singer, or are you?
Yeah, I sing and play bass and synth and little theremin.
You play the theremin? That's so cool.
Yeah, it's really hard, but it's so fun.
They look awesome.
Yeah,
but,
and they're just
kind of counterintuitive to play.
super cool. Yeah. So I'm excited to see what happens with that. That's been kind of my lifelong dream, to write and to make music. So let's see where that goes.
Yeah, she's an exceptional singer. So yeah, she's really a pretty mind-blowing singer. So yeah.
Ava Pope says, what is your guys' favorite television show right now?
Veep, I'd say.
Oh.
I love Veep.
How good is Veep?
Veep's so good.
It's so funny.
I have a 3-year-old. I don't watch TV unless there are puppets or some sort of cartoon or monster truck.
But you have a 3-year-old, so what better form of entertainment is there than just a child running around, right?
It's very true. It's front row seats to the greatest show on the internet, I'm telling you. You get to watch a person become a person. It's incredible. It's like National Geographic 24/7.
So what kind of role would be too scary for you to play? You've done some pretty scary stuff in your past. Is there anything that would be like too frightening to artistically venture into?
Not that I can think of. No.
No, I mean, in real life, yes, but when it comes to my work, when something scares me, it means it's challenging and it feels like something I want to explore. I like pushing myself, and especially when it comes to acting. So, I don't know.
You're ready to take on the world.
Yeah.
Sally Bracewell said, did you learn anything from the movie that applies to your daily life?
We appreciate things more and really think about where things come from. We don't think about how that light works or who even made this chair or these clothes or like, you know, how all this stuff got here. People think this stuff just appears, but there's so much that goes into even just making the simplest of things, and when one thing breaks down in the system, everything breaks down. And how easy it would be to lose all the things that we take for granted, with carelessness and consumption and gluttony and carelessness, you know. But we just don't know. You know, it's not like we're bad people. Just people just, you know, it's not something that's brought to our attention. Everything is just very kind of easy. And it made me think about where that water from my faucet actually comes from and where it goes and where the food comes from and how it's grown, and you know, it just made me look at the world kind of differently. I know you've had experience with that.
Andrew Farmer says, what actor or actresses are you most inspired by?
This one.
Oh,
Honestly, though, really, like after watching you and your process of making this film, and it gave me such inspiration that I was capable of so much more than what I was doing, because you were doing it all and you were doing it so well, and it was very, very inspiring, honestly.
Oh, are you guys real sisters?
I feel like she is, honestly. I'll, you know, I always, you know, sometimes I always sign the letters I write to her with the line from the film that says, "I will always be your sister," because that's how I feel. I really do. Yeah.
I have a sister, and she's not. She's probably watching this right now, wondering if I stole her shirt, which I didn't. Just so she hears this right now. Anything you would like to say about the?
Yeah, experience. Look, I've always wanted to work with Evan. I've always been such an admirer of hers, you know, as a person, as well as an actor, and watching her work, watching how incredibly present she is and strong, it really blew me away. And to be so close, and then to have these moments when we were filming, that really did feel.
It was profound.
Yeah, it was really, honestly, it was really, it really was a special experience, and getting to watch her work in person was pretty amazing.
It reminded me of why I do what I do and why I love it so much. Definitely.
Oh man, what a fantastic! I mean, the movie really is about just you two and the world. When it's shut off around you, how do you survive? And you're able to find strength in each other, and it's pretty great. You're getting really close to my face. Dustin Taft would like to know, is there any ideal actor or actress that you haven't worked with yet that you still really hope to?
There's so many.
There's so many.
I feel like, you know, there's so many people I love.
Yeah.
That I'd go on and on.
Yeah. Oh, Susan Sarandon. I adore her. I met Jamie Lee Curtis yesterday, and I geeked out.
Love her. I
just, all, you know, composure went out the window. I think I hugged her. I almost broke her phone. I think I accidentally groped her. Like, I was just a mess. Like, I love her. I mean, she's amazing. She's my short-haired goddess.
Did you guys bond over your short hair?
I mean, I told her I was truly, madly, deeply in love with her. And
we have Timothy Robinson saying that his band is looking for a theremin player, if you're interested.
Oh, really?
I know you have your own, but, I mean, reach out to Timothy Robinson just in case.
All right.
Karen Gonzalez wants to know, what is your favorite genre of music? That's a broad question.
Yeah, I definitely don't, not to, you know, be annoying, but I definitely don't have there's no way I could have a favorite, I don't think.
So eclectic. It just depends. It depends on what stage you are in your life, what mood, what do you want out of the music in that moment, you know? Yeah.
Should we do one final question?
Yeah, sure. PJ Towns, we have a lot of like young fans out there who I think are aspiring actors, actresses, writers, so this is kind of related. PJ wants to know, is it scary for you guys when you go into auditions, or are you more comfortable now? And any advice for future actors and any hopefuls out there?
I'd say I get more nervous
Yeah,
now than
I
I
am
did.
so much worse at auditions than I was as a child, for sure.
I think I don't know, yeah, I feel like now I definitely second guess myself more. I feel like I find myself getting more nervous about things.
Yeah.
I don't fully understand it.
Maybe it's the expectation. Because I remember the first job I did after 13 came out, and everyone was kind of like, oh my God. I was so nervous, and you would think that you would be less nervous because everyone is, praising you for what you did, but like it's the expectation, I think, that makes me kind of break. But also, like, auditions are just like, no one's good at auditions, like they're crazy. You have to like stand there in a scenario that is nothing like how it would actually be on the day. So you're not really auditioning for people and like how it's gonna be. You're putting them up against every odd, and I guess that's the test. If you can conjure up a real performance in the most sterile, crazy setting, then you've got something, so just go to a happy place, go to your zen place.
Maybe that's the advice, is practice your auditions in a very uncomfortable situation, like family Christmas dinner. Or
learn how to sit in
public
uncomfortable
restroom.
situations, and learn how to look people in the eye, even if you're uncomfortable, not breaking. I always found that was really powerful when I was good at auditions, because I'm not anymore. My goal was to make the casting director as uncomfortable as I was by staring them so deeply into the eyes that they would be like, ooh.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. I'm Kristen Lai with Moviepilot. This is Ellen Page and Evan Rachel Wood. See their movie, Into the Forest. It comes out tomorrow on DirectTV, and then it'll be in theaters starting July 29th. Be sure to check it out. Bye.